And welcome to the Walking Dead Maniacs. I am your host, Kevin. Joining me as always is Gina.
Hey, y'all.
And Felix.
Stop.
Today we are going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 15, Truth. We had the cold open, where it opens up with Toby laying dead, then pans to Oily Lance giving Aaron and Father Gabriel the third degree on their slightly different story.
Yeah, they looked like they were really bad actors. Did you feel that way, Felix?
What do you mean?
When Aaron and Gabriel were trying to tell Lance what happened,
Oh, they were
it
like
looked like really
it reminded
bad
me of
acting.
my kids. Like, I didn't get the cookie.
It was all I could do was laugh. It was the most
he's like,
fun that we've had in a long time on the season.
I didn't get it, or we didn't do it, or this. Yeah, that's what happened. And then Gabriel looks at him. Yeah.
That's what happened, huh?
Yeah, it was just too funny that it was kind of, you chuckled even though it was talking about something serious at that scene.
And
but
I
like the way
didn't buy it for 1 minute.
He did. Yeah, he did. He doesn't. That's why he's trying so hard to try to find something on them.
Yeah.
But
Not an episode without a Felix brain fart. Just saying.
Well, the looks that Daryl was giving them,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. Daryl,
you got to give me something to let
still...
me know. Give me some kind of sign, wink, do something so I know what I'm supposed to say here, boys. But they just
no. You could tell that he was on it. He knows something not right happened, and he slowly. That's what I was just gonna say. Slowly putting everything together, and not only that, but that the Commonwealth is just dirty.
Yeah, and did you see him right before they left the roof? And Daryl was the last one to get off the roof. Right before he closes the door, and he just kind of looks at Gabriel and Aaron, and he's just got this look on his face like, really, that's the best y'all could do?
Yeah.
An alarm goes off, and boom, Mercer and the princess in bed together.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say right fast. During that whole conversation, Mercer kept biting his bottom lip, and that was hot. I know you guys don't care. That's it right there, Felix. He kept doing that, and I kept thinking, buddy, you need to quit that shit.
I was just looking at him the whole time, that scene and the scene coming up, thinking, holy shit, that guy's probably harder than The Rock, man.
Oh, yeah, he's massive.
I once met Terry Crews.
Yeah.
You know, the big guy, and I took a picture with him and I put my arm over him. It felt like rocks. Like his body felt like he was so tight and so hard. And I was looking at Mercer, and he just reminded me the same way. I bet he's like hard as a rock.
Yeah, and Princess,
I'm not gonna lie.
Princess kept putting her fingers on his chest, and I kept thinking, man, there's just no give there. I mean, it's not like she can grab anything on his chest. There's nothing there to grab. It's just all hard.
I think they do make a good couple.
She is so damn cute.
Just turned into the Walking Dead 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, you're right. We need to carry on with something else. I'm sorry, but I had to throw that in. That was in my notes.
That's all right. As Rosita and Eugene tell Connie and Kelly about Sebastian sending them into Walker-infested house for cash, Eugene says he may know someone on the inside that could help them. Then
I liked that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just liked that because, we had been contemplating what Rosita's role was going to be. And the fact that she was so bothered by what had happened and so bothered by those people dying.
Just going to tell you that. I'm like, well, maybe she's not going to be the person I was thinking she was going to be.
And the fact that she went to Eugene to talk to Eugene about it was
tight.
Yeah, that, remember when he was talking to Stephanie on the radio, and she said, well, she sounds like she's somebody really important to you. And Eugene said, yeah, she's my BFF. And I thought, Rosita must feel a little bit the same way because she did. She went and told Eugene. So she was bothered by that whole thing.
When Eugene was down from the whole fake Stephanie thing too, she went and talked to Eugene. I mean, they were on the road with each other for a while before they even met Rick and Cruz. So
yeah,
you know, they do know each other a little bit more. So I see that.
Well, as Carol walks Judith and RJ to school, they are met by King Ezekiel, who seems like his old self again. Zeke then visits Tommy and asks for a favor.
Ezekiel's
Really
walk
quick.
with that little bounce again, that was our Ezekiel, you know, the way he bounces when he walks. I loved it.
To me, he was old Ezekiel, like you said. He was even like talking in script in
Right.
like, the way he used to do.
My
Like,
young friend.
Yeah, he was talking in that Romeo and Juliet type talk again, and I'm like, he's back, like you just said.
Yeah, but I think the zoo is his new kingdom.
I'm waiting for them to get a tiger.
Yeah,
We need
wouldn't that be
another shoe.
great?
Another tiger?
Yeah,
That would be
Shiva
so
too.
cool. Shiva 0.20.
Well, on their way to Hilltop, the oily one, Lance, has Aaron and Gabe take on a handful of walkers they've just encountered. When they get to Hilltop, we get the resolution to the 6 months later scene in 11:9, No Other Way.
I like the when Daryl kicks the head, he was like, "There, I saved you a bullet."
Right. Well, I just liked the whole thing. You know, he's setting Gabriel and Aaron up because he doesn't think they can fight. I mean, you're talking about a priest and a guy with one arm. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't think Lance has any faith in him. And
they
Aaron-
come across a little herd. Well, not a little herd, but like maybe like eight walkers. And you know, all these guys with armors and guns and whatever, but he makes, because they apparently survived what happened in the beginning. So he's like, let me see if these guys really do know what's up. And I mean, they do. Father Gabriel, Aaron, you know, our guys have been out there. They know what's up. So they go out there, kill a couple. Daryl joins them straight up.
Right.
He's like, I'm not going to let my people, you know, in his head, he doesn't say it, but he's like, I'm not going to let my people, you know, possibly be in danger and me not do nothing about it. So he even goes up there with his gun because the whole reason why Lance did that is because he didn't want to waste bullets, apparently.
right. Yeah,
So-
we got to save our ammo.
So he uses the gun and he gets a couple guys. He does shoot one walker through another walker, which is pretty cool. He shoved it. He stuck the gun in his head and then shot the walker that was behind him. So they both fell over.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But he gets the guy's head and then he kicks it to Lance and he's like, "There, I saved you one bullet." And
Yep.
Lance is just looking at them all.
But did you notice the difference in Daryl's costume or his armor than everybody else's? He didn't
You
have the
can
neck piece
tell-
on.
Yes, you can tell he's a little different because they want us to know which one Daryl is.
And
You
I
could
had to
see
go
more
back.
black. You could see more
Right.
black. The other Commonwealth soldiers, all their parts kind of almost touch, but Daryl's is a little bit smaller, and you can see, and he doesn't have the neck piece.
Right.
You can see all the black here and all the black in his arms like that.
Well,
But
and when
yeah,
they
it's a
got to
little different.
Hilltop, before they got to the gate, one of the troopers stopped and he was going like this.
That was
And I
Daryl, no?
rewound it, you know, because I thought somebody's trying to signal something. And I rewound it and it was Daryl. And they were
Yeah.
at the back of Hilltop. I think he was trying to let whoever was on guard back there know, look, we're coming, you know, hide them or
You know,
whatever.
I didn't
Because it
even
was
catch
Daryl
that.
that did that.
I didn't I saw him do that, but I thought he was just adjusting his thing. But yeah, you're right. He could have been just giving them because he knows the Hilltop has watchers. And
Right. Yeah.
All right, well, Max visits Mercer and they argue about what Sebastian did. Mercer then goes to see Princess and tells her what's been bothering him.
yeah, that's the other scene we're talking about because
Yeah.
Mercer's not wearing a shirt and he's just working out. And you could, like, again, this dude's tight, like literally tight.
They must have
we-
sprayed oil all over him.
I don't know about the olive oil, but we finally find out what was wrong with him, because in the beginning, the princess was trying to get something out of him. And then when Max was there, we find out that, well, it bothers him that he had to kill 2 of his troopers, which that was what, 2 episodes ago or last episode?
It was the last episode.
Yeah, when they,
When they got back from the safe house.
They got the money. Yeah, he just caps those 2 guys because he caps those 2 guys and they died.
And it
I'm
goes
sorry.
back to me, that whole scene goes back.
You better keep that in.
Hold on.
You better keep that in there.
I will. I'm sorry, Gina. It's just I'm going to cut some of that out, and I don't want to miss what you're saying.
That's okay. I was just going to say that whole scene made me feel again like we had talked about when the trooper captured Max at the masquerade ball. You know, the way she was talking to Mercer, it made me feel like she has been doing something with the resistance, possibly, and she was hoping
Max?
that it was over. Yeah, Max.
Well, Zeke and Tommy are caught taking supplies from the hospital. At the surgery, Carol and Zeke have a heart-to-heart when Tommy calls for their help with the surgery.
First of all, I laughed out loud when they're walking. There's all these animals, and Tommy's like, "You're the patient I'm doing surgery on is a human, right?" Because of just all. I thought it was an animal too for a split second there.
And again, when they rounded that corner and they ran into that trooper, the look on Ezekiel's face was a dead giveaway that they were doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and then when Carol comes in and he's like, "Well, I may or may not have mentioned your name."
He knew talking to Carol earlier that she's, you know, she is doing something she's not supposed to be doing on top of, you know, being with Lance and working there. But I think that's the only reason why he dropped her name. And she comes in and then she's got, I don't even know what, I mean, I thought she was just basically Lance's confidant, but she's obviously got some kind of role up there. She had the keys on her and.
Well, she took the keys from the trooper. She said, "You know, thanks for keeping this discreet." And he handed her the keys. And he said, "No problem." But, you know, people
That's right.
trust Carol. And whether Hornsby or Oily Lance knows what she's doing or not, she's obviously got some of the troopers.
Well, the oiliest Lance finds a truck under a tarp and at the hilltop and says that there were tracks at the scene of the crime.
He is such a scum.
This I really thought it was going to start. I was like, it was so tense. He goes in there, he puts a wire together, he goes in the truck, gets the keys, and then just that whole, it was like what, maybe 10 seconds, but you know, I was like, literally, is it going to start? Is it not going to start? Because obviously, you know, they were in it, but and then he turns in, it doesn't start.
Yeah, but the looks between the 3 of them was that was great acting, is what that was. Those looks.
Like I said, I was all tense, just looking at see if the car was going to start or not.
Ooh, well, now we get a Lance and Herschel scene at the Hilltop Showdown.
All right, check it out. First, it starts with Herschel just visiting his dad's grave, and it shows that he's a lot smarter than what we, you know, he's kind of like Judith. He's a lot smarter in the world of, you know, The Walking Dead. The Lance tries to get him to talk, get him to crack, and he doesn't. You know, he's like, I'm going to go get my mom. And then he does the whole hat thing. He found his hat and he goes, "Oh, look it, I found this hat over there and it fits you." And he kind of says something threatening him. And that's when, what's the dude's name?
Elijah.
Elijah.
Oh my gosh. The thing that I liked about this was I agree with what you said about Herschel being pretty smart. Judith and Herschel have what would be considered street smarts in the zombie apocalypse. They've been out there, they know they almost have a sixth sense about the way things are supposed to feel. And then when Elijah, backed him up against that wall, and even when it was over, did you see the look that Elijah was giving Lance?
So that's when he's got Lance there. Then all the Commonwealth troopers point their gun at Elijah, but Herschel's there in the crossfire. And then Maggie comes up and Daryl, and that's when they put their guns to Lance, and everyone's got like their guns, like a Old West showdown. And that's when Daryl first F-bomb or second F-bomb in The Walking Dead, where he's like, you guys looked through the whole place, you ain't found nothing. He goes something like, if you don't want to die for nothing, tell your soldiers put their fucking guns down or some shit.
I did like the way Maggie said, a lot of people have threatened my family, and most of them
are gone. Yeah.
So
that was pretty tight too.
Yep.
Well, we end the show with another Leah end of episode scene.
Who's Lance? We saw the preview for the next one, and he says, "I need to see her body when she's dead." Who is he talking about? Is he talking about Maggie?
Yeah,
is he talking about Pamela?
I believe he wants her to go take care of Maggie.
I do too. And I think that's fuel for the fire, because Leah's going to want to do that too.
Yeah. She's like going to get paid to do something she wants to do. And he's giving her more, even though she stole all those guns and supplies, it looks like he gave her even more supplies to get the job done.
Do you think that he knew when they got there after...
You know what? I think it's going to come out that he probably heard everything on the radio, that when they were fighting, remember when they were in the Meridian, they were all using the radio a lot.
Yeah.
He may have had an idea, but once he knew they weren't there, he probably knew they're early. He knows Maggie didn't have them. He just did all that to give her a hard time.
All right, it's time for scores. Gina, give your score on this episode.
I honestly am going to give this a higher score, like a 7.5 to an 8, because I loved the humor in the very beginning between Father Gabriel and Aaron. I think that set the mood. We haven't been able to have humor like that in a long time, and the acting was so bad.
It was purposely bad, yeah.
It was.
I give it I'll give it a 7.5, somewhere around Gina.
Okay, so total score, I'll just say 7.5. 7.5.
That works.
Total score 7.5 for this episode.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, I do believe that does it for this episode of The Walking Dead Maniacs. So for Gina and Felix, I am Kevin saying, try to stay alive, everybody.
See ya.